What's going on? So when you be looking up movies and things, it's amazing what you find out who was auditioning for roles and who may have gotten it if things had gone differently. Paul Newman tried out for the role of Tom Hagen in Godfather, which went to Robert Duvall. And how do I feel about that? That's an interesting situation because Robert Duvall, to me, is one of the unsung heroes of that whole Godfather situation. He really played that side bit role in the family and as the mediator and solicitor, however you want to call his role, he played that role to a T. He was the right hand, front hand with Marlon Brando, but obviously with Michael Corleone, with Al Pacino, played that role to a T. Was really what you call the ultimate sidekick, but had a big part. You know, one of the situations that I be honest with you, he's unsung because some of that movie may not fly in the same gear if he's not in that movie. I mean, he really had that kind of presence and it was very stoic, very matter of fact, detail, finite, things he would say, how he took it. You still remember about the whole thing with the horse in the bed and how he talked to the guy and how he was cool and calm in his demeanor. I mean, he really held his own. Now, I say this to say because Paul Newman is in the weight class of tiers of them as actors. Paul Newman is more leading man, carries more weight than Robert Duvall. But could he have pulled off this role? That's hard to say because again, at that time, Al Pacino was fresh and green, just like Robert De Niro was fresh and green on this major level, and you had Marlon Brando, but it was a different type of hit. I don't know Paul Newman how he would have fared in that kind of role. So I think that it went the way it was supposed to with Robert Duvall. I think Robert Duvall did everything the right way to pull that movie off. You know, when you think about, you know, uh, you think about the people that auditioned for that movie, the iconism of it, the depths of it, the magnitude. It's amazing that some of the people that got turned away who didn't make too far, because that's a who's who in itself. But I don't think Paul Newman could have fit this role. I just don't. I just don't see it. And again, I can be wrong and I admit if I was wrong, but I just don't sense that he was, fit to pull that one off. I just think that it's one of them situations where um, it seems like there's a bit much more going on with it. And because the way Duvall's character was, it was complex and like he was detailed and matter of fact, and he was stating the business and he was giving this and that and the other, and he was a go in between, and he fit right there in between it all. Newman kind of got more of a hard edge where he'd be fighting. And somewhere along the lines, you think him and Sonny might have butt heads with him and James Caan, because that's how kind of Paul Newman kind of came across on screen, where he might not as be as diplomatic or kind of reserved. That's what made Duvall's character so cool and so cunning and so smart and smooth, because he understood the even keel and the even styling of what he was doing for his role. So it's interesting when I thought about like, wow. But then again, it made sense because you can't have at that time Newman was seasoned. This right before Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid came out, but he had already done Cool Hand Luke. So I don't know how that would have worked putting those two in that kind of juggernaut. I don't know. But this is a good, it's a good find to understand that, yay, he almost was attached to one of the most important films ever, but in a side role, but was in a pivotal role, but it was interesting how he would have played. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm one time. Peace.